Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Funny Business Podcast. Yes, it's the best podcast with the best hosts and the best segments. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Mike Gambita. Alongside with me is none other than will eventually, hopefully, be my future best man. I know we actually had a discussion about that at one point. Mr. Matt Summers. Matt, how are you? How are things?
Things are great. Another week closer to warmer weather. The weather has changed a little bit this week, but it's not too bad. But you really can't complain. It's kind of vibing right now. It's going to be a great week. We'll get into all that stuff later. But it's just, it's just life right now.
You know, the critics would say, like, spring is probably one of the best of the four seasons. But, I think those critics may have to take a walk outside without a jacket on for, this upcoming couple days next week. So
everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Well, Matt and I actually got to see each other in person for the first time. We went on a little date. Jenna kind of came along with us, and we went to Outback. I
love
great.
Outback, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm more of a Longhorn guy myself, but
I agree.
Outback's not that bad.
I don't go often. That may have only been the second time I've been out Outback, and I did get a salad. But
mine too.
Yes. But yeah, it's quality food. It's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it was much. I mean, this Outback was brand new. I mean, in comparison to the one that's closer to me in my hometown. But it was good company, good friends, good food, good company, good jokes, all that around. And
can't get much better than that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Matt. So we'll just jump right in. We have one story for you today, but then other than that, we're free-forming. We're freestyling. We're not going to be singing because then we'll just embarrass ourselves if we try to do that.
But this is what we do best.
This is what we do best. We're almost very close, Matt, and I'm sure everybody is aware. We are on episode 48, but we are only a couple episodes away from us doing this for a whole freaking year. I'm not surprised, but I'm a little shocked, I guess that's the best description of it.
It does feel like it's really creeping up like a lot quicker than I thought. Like it just feels like we just started like not too long ago, and let alone it's almost been a year now.
We're learning some things. We're moving on. We're kind of expanding the realm of our business and making it fun. And it's been a wild ride. So check back. We got some bangers coming up, I have to admit. Not even on the 1 year anniversary. Watch, we'll hype it up and it'll just be a regular episode.
We'll have like gold balloons or something will pop.
Yeah, the big one. Like put the one gold balloons like those basic people have for 21st birthdays. They have the 2 and the 1 and they're holding it up and they're enjoying
We'll just be basic bitches.
Well, I don't know how to segue that, Matt, but what we're talking about our podcast, and I'm sure everybody has been enjoying this experience as much as we are. Matt, I know we have not been on these for quite some time, both you and I. I mean, I went on my first one for the first time last year. But airlines, we always think that airlines are the challenge to hospitality because you not only have you walking in through security, TSA more specifically, you also have the experience of, I don't want to call it the waiting room, but the airport itself. Like, where do you wait? Do you get food? How expensive is the food? How good is the service? And then you're on the plane, and then you're all worried about who you're sitting next to, what type of snack you're going to get in the middle of your flight if it's that long. But really, one of the things that, Matt, I think you and I always hate, whether you're on a plane or not, is if you lost something.
Yeah, that probably losing something on a plane is probably the worst place you can lose something because usually there's a pretty good chance that you're not getting that back ever. Like if you lose something in your car, you have time to find it. If you lose something at your friend's house, you can go back a week later and pick it up. A plane's not ideal to lose an item.
Yeah, well, Matt, unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, which we'll get to that, a 2-year-old boy had his Buzz Lightyear left, the toy action figure, left on a Southwest airline. Kind of one of the situations that happened was that Buzz was left on one of the planes, and they tried getting it back, but it was already heading back to a second destination.
Oh, man.
So, as a kid, 2-year-old kid with Buzz Lightyear, and if you've seen the movies, I'm sure the kids saw the movies on top of that, because why wouldn't you get a Buzz Lightyear action figure if you didn't see the movies?
I would hope he knows who Buzz Lightyear is.
But that is your friend. We all had some type of attachment when we were a kid, and I'm sure Buzz Lightyear I had a Buzz Lightyear and a Woody for all I care about, for all I remember. And boy, that sounded wrong. But Matt just got it.
That might be the greatest line in Funny Business podcast history.
Oh man, off to a great start on this Funny Business podcast. But anyway, to talk about the story, Southwest Airlines has made magic happen for one family after this was left behind the plane. The heartwarming story was shared on their Facebook when it was happening. The Hagen family landed in Dallas Love Field and were already driving off in a rental car when they realized that the kid's special buddy was left behind on the plane. By the time they noticed the plane was already left, eventually the aircraft made it to Little Rock, Arkansas, where it was scheduled to terminate for the night. That's where Jason, a ramp agent at LIT, noticed Buzz Lightyear. Jason knew someone was missing their friend badly, began investigating to discover who it belonged to. And little do you know, Matt, what do you do with a Toy Story figure or whatnot? What do you do with it?
You give it back to its owner.
No, what do you do? Say you bought a Buzz Lightyear toy. What's kind of the most cliche thing you can do?
You fly it.
Okay.
I don't know.
You just throw it.
I'm failing this hardcore.
What did Andy do to Woody? What was the most heartbreaking thing in Toy Story 2 when Woody was
Gave him away.
Gave him away. Yeah. That's Toy Story 3, man. You're ruining spoilers.
I didn't see Toy Story 3.
You put your first name on the bottom of their foot.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep.
That's how Jason found who it belonged to, because the Hagen family put the child's name on the bottom of that foot.
That's literally insane. That's
crazy, right?
That's like almost the plot of a whole movie right there.
I think in Toy Story 2, they actually were at an airport, if I remember correctly. They're actually in TSA, what is it, bag? Well, it's not bag check, but the process of going through a bag check, with the conveyor belts and whatnot. But finally found it, but came up with a little plan, not just send it back. Hagen and his family, Hagen's the boy's name. Wow. That's quite the name. I did not realize that.
It's a pretty cool name.
That is a pretty cool name. Received a special surprise in the mail. Not only was his buddy returned, but he arrived in a hand-decorated box, complete with a letter describing his mission at Southwest Airlines and pictures to boot. What I saw, Matt, and I'm sure it went across all news stations, was that the attendant, the ramp agent, actually took pictures of Buzz Lightyear in front of a Southwest airline and basically made this whole story about Buzz Lightyear going on his mission, and returned it back. But he also left a little note, which I'll read it out loud. To Commander Hagen, I'm very excited to return to you upon completing my mission. I was able to explore the airport and spaceport in Little Rock, Arkansas while I was away, and have included photos of my adventure. My journey has taught me a lot, but I am so thankful to return to my buddy, to infinity and beyond, your buddy, Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger.
That's freaking awesome. That guy deserves a raise, even though I don't know if Hagen can read because he's 2. However, still a good gesture, and it's just a heartwarming story that everyone can get behind.
And, as I started off with this topic, we always say that the hospitality of everywhere is important, no matter where you go. But the ramp attendant took it one step further to having what we call the magical experience, or when you're in Disney World, and took it 3 steps ahead and use Southwest Airlines as his own Disney World to turn it into. And the pictures are awesome. Like, they're not like cell phone, like really bad pictures that like you see some on some social media pages that hire people. But these were really good photos. Like, these are very nice, like out in the open, like on the tarmac, I guess that's the appropriate terminology. Again, only a first flyer. I haven't flown more than once, but yeah, it was super cool to see it. It's such a heartwarming story.
The pictures were great. I mean, the guy definitely, like you said, he went above and beyond, and it's always a nice thing to do. Like, if you're at work and like a customer has an issue, it's easy to do the quick thing to fix it, but it's better if you like go a little above and beyond to like make up for like a mistake or like something that happened that ruin their experience to make their experience even better. That's good customer service.
Yeah, one of the things that we've learned, myself included, and some of coworkers or student workers, is you never say no to any request. You always say, "Let me see what I can do for you." Even if they ask, "Hey, can I have a pink elephant?" Your response is, I don't know the answer, but let me see what I can do for you.
That's great customer service skills. Not everybody has the ability to work in customer service. Now, you might not just everyone kind of has to have some customer service skills. Some people are better at it than others. But again, it's gonna leave more of an impact on you and the person involved and the organization as a whole. Like, they're gonna get a better reputation if you just be a good person.
I think you kind of have to have a little bit of a heart too. You don't have to have the biggest heart in the world, but there's got to be some heart to your experience or your job.
You got to have some empathy, I believe is the word, depending on the situation. Not sympathy, empathy. You got to like understand where they're coming from and understand how you would feel if you were in their situation.
No, you are 100% correct, Matt. Yeah, again, big shout out to Jason, who was the ramp agent at LIT, for making this Hagen's, experience on the brighter side. Let's put it that way. Instead of having to buy another Buzz Lightyear, which could have been the easy way out, but this was a much more memorable experience that certainly can be modeled after, no matter where you work at.
Absolutely. I hope Hagen is able to remember the experience when he is able to like learn to read. Which it'll be still something cool, like a cool story to say. Like, hey, I was 2, I lost my Buzz Lightyear on a plane, I got it returned to me, and it was just an all-around great story.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You could say that it's kind of a lucky situation, Matt. And
Very
as
lucky.
we move on, we thought we would kind of discuss, because middle of the week we celebrated St. Patrick's Day. But more specifically, Matt, I think what we can talk about is some situations that we found getting that Irish accent. Some of the moments that you felt lucky. Before we start, Matt, first of all, 2 things. I will share that one of the things that I am lucky about is being on this earth, because if it wasn't for my mom being born on St. Patrick's Day, I would not have the best mom in the world. So, big happy birthday to my mom. Thank you for everything, because that's what every mom should be thanked for.
Huge happy birthday.
No explanation needed. And then second, Matt, something for the both of us. Matt, a year ago on this recording day, we experienced the best Uber driver we have ever had.
Yeah. That guy was freaking awesome.
Why don't you share it, Matt? Because I brought it up, but why don't you share it?
It was 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago. Oh, sorry. Yes, 2 years ago. My apologies.
So 2 years ago, we were up in Dallas, and we were going to a bar, and we got an Uber, and we got in, and this guy had, you guys know those lights that like you can like what are they called?
LED
lights that you can like change the colors. He had that like all around this car. It was like lit up green for St. Patrick's Day.
Mind you, it was a BMW too on top of that.
Yes. And we get in the car, super cool guy, and turns around and goes, "Hey, put on whatever music you want." He has his own iPad with Spotify Premium. We were just playing bangers all ride to whatever bar we went to. It was that you will not get a better. I'm convinced we will never find a better Uber driver than that guy.
If only we were able to drink in the car, I probably would have been like, "Do you want to just like
Yeah.
take us around? Like, I'm
Or
okay
like-
with like hanging out."
Or like if he would have paid us and be like, nah, it's on me tonight. That, but which is never going to happen.
No.
This guy was phenomenal.
I think I was the one who called the Uber. I think that was the only time I ever tipped an Uber driver because it was just that good.
Yes, and it's also the 3-year anniversary of me paying $90 for an Uber to go home. Literally leaving the bar at like 2 a.m. cost me $90.
That's not lucky.
No, it's just an anniversary.
Yeah, it's just an anniversary. Well, Matt, I thought we would kind of share some moments that we felt that we were lucky, but I thought we would pave way for the icebreaker of that moment, but more specifically,
Yes.
a happy birthday to my mom. But Matt, what's been a situation or moment that you felt lucky?
So I got pretty lucky this week, actually.
Sorry, I'm thinking like Daft Punk while we're talking about this. So.
That's like not a perfect St. Patrick's Day song, but it's a good one to play.
Yeah.
So this week, obviously, you guys know we record on Tuesdays. So tomorrow on Wednesday, I am lucky enough that I am receiving the first dose of the COVID vaccine. So I kind of just went on the app on Monday, I believe it was, and let alone there were some appointments, and I was able to sign up. So I get it Wednesday morning.
That's awesome. And it's cool. I mean, I think some individuals are still trying to find ways in which they can get the vaccine. And, we're hoping that our health officials and our federal government and also our local and state government are coordinating their best to try to get totally out of this pandemic, because I think now we're starting to get a little antsy, a little anxious. Like, we want to be done with this. We know that this is starting to become a thing now. Did you ever hear of the marshmallow theory?
No.
So
I've never heard of that.
There's this like study that there was a group of kids that were put in a room and they were given a marshmallow. They were told to not to eat it and they would get rewarded. I'm probably screwing this study up, but whatever, it's the same concept. So those who ate it obviously ate the marshmallow, but those who didn't got another marshmallow. So it's that delayed gratification that they were studying about. So I think they're anxious, but I think we still need to take the precautions that needed. But I'm so happy that you got the opportunity to do it, and hopefully I will sometime.
Definitely feel very lucky because I know it's pretty hard to get one. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm not really nervous at all because I trust science, because I guess we're science guys.
Yeah, right. Which, by the way, we have to make a correction. Last week, we were talking about the COVID vaccine and how long you should wait until it's fully effective. We said 3 weeks. We were close. It's 2.
Yes. I don't know which one I'm getting. It didn't say, but I do know I'm either getting Moderna or Pfizer because I already have my second one scheduled. So,
because those are the 2 out of the 3 that only require 2 doses.
Correct. So hopefully everything goes well.
Oh man, I have this in ordered, like for my one lucky part, but it's 2. That was kind of serious, so I don't want to say this one, but I'll say my next one.
Okay.
You all know how much I talk about my wonderful girlfriend Jenna.
Yes.
But probably one of the lucky things was actually getting a chance to offer of going out on the date with Jenna that night.
Explain. I don't.
So remember the night I met Jenna. We were talking at a bar, like we were chit-chatting, like had a really good conversation.
Yes.
And you told me, "Hey, we're leaving," and I said, "So we were at that point whether I stay or go," and I said, "You know what? I'll stay. I'll find my way home." It sounds super dangerous, but it's not. And managed to secure the dub, get a dinner date, and look where we are now.
Number 1 victory royale.
Number 1 victory royale.
Yeah, that's a pretty lucky moment. Definitely probably changed your life for the good.
For the good.
Another one that I had, I have a few sports related ones.
Yeah.
I was able to see my favorite athlete of all time, Derek Jeter, get his number retired at Yankee Stadium.
That's pretty cool.
An awesome moment. Definitely one of the best sporting events I ever went to in my life. I would also say I was able to work for a pro sports team. which is something that is very difficult to do and a lot of people don't get to do. And it's an awesome experience. I'm hopefully going to be back in some sort of way in the sports field this summer. So I'm looking forward to that. But you definitely do learn so much working in sports, and it's a rare opportunity that I was definitely blessed with. And then I'm lucky that I never had to play soccer in my life, because it is like one of the worst sports to play. So pretty lucky about that. So we all know how we feel about that. We don't have to go in depth into that.
Really. Yeah. You know what's funny, Matt? I actually watched golf this past weekend.
Did you? It was a good, very good tournament.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty good tournament.
Gosh, Matt, you're on the serious feeling lucky things. I'm just gonna say this. So it was a CYO, a Catholic youth organization event. We went bowling and we went to McDonald's after. I got a quarter pounder with cheese and fries and a drink. And I thought to myself, man, I'm so hungry. Matt, you ever gotten chicken nuggets before at McDonald's?
Yeah, the spicy McNuggets are fantastic.
Have yet to do that, but I will eventually. I ended up going up. So this was after I got my initial order. I said, can I get a 10-piece chicken McNugget? Wait, get it. I sit down. Matt, I hope you believe me when I say this.
There was 11.
No.
Oh.
All the chicken nuggets were lined up. 5 and 5. It literally looked like a roll of quarters lined up in a chicken McNugget box.
And that is the great Ron Burgundy. I don't believe you.
I don't
believe it. No.
I'm pulling up a picture.
There's no shot. No. There's no way a McDonald's worker took the time to line them one by one. You don't have the patience to do that if you work at McDonald's.
I'm pulling up. It was like late at night too.
Photoshopped.
Nope. I'm pulling up the picture.
Prove it.
I'm pulling up. Yep.
Prove you didn't Photoshop it.
I wasn't good at Photoshop back then either. So, but another thing that I guess I'm kind of lucky is going to the casino and actually winning some decent amounts of money going.
That's a good one.
Matt, you've seen my cash out tickets at times.
You got pretty good luck at the casino. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, hey, I got literally a fancy dinner with Jenna that night, and we got couples massages the next day just by winning $650.
No, you do have like crazy luck.
It's crazy. I really.
We got to go.
No, we do. I mean,
yes.
The good news that we've been finding out is, the crap. I'm startled. I have to now go through photos of me because I didn't upload it myself. So that's another thing. I did talk about this on the podcast a couple episodes ago, but finding a $10 bill in my windshield and not finding it until I started driving home with, actually taking Lonnie's daughter home, Francesca. That was another lucky moment too, but.
I'll do like a little, a fun lucky moment. I was never, ever once thrown out stealing in a baseball game.
No kidding.
Not once. But, I mean, my nickname was Matt Speed. Like, you can't get the nickname Matt Speed and get thrown out stealing. All right, let me see. No, hold on. The top right, it's standing up.
Yeah, that's how it was. That's legit how it was.
Yeah, but they're not in order then.
They were literally lined up.
Yeah, but the one's out of place.
Yeah, well, come on. You think that...
You got 9 horizontal and 1 vertical.
Really?
You know how many people's OCD would be freaking out about that?
Well, I was happy that I had the opportunity of doing that.
That's sus.
I'm still going to find another photo.
Okay. I'm also lucky. So, Mikey, I believe you know the story. I was originally committed and signed to go to York College.
You did not tell me that.
Yes. So
Matt, what the frick was going to happen if you did that?
I applied to a few colleges like early in my senior year, like October. Heard back pretty much right away. And then York sent me the scholarship offer pretty quick. And I didn't get one from Miz. So I was like, well, if I'm not getting any money, I'm not going to go to Misericordia. So I had my security deposit in for York and everything. And then like March, I finally got my scholarship offer from Miz, which was a lot more significant than York. So I was able to get my security deposit back from York and switch to Misericordia, and the rest is history, and the Funny Business Podcast is here.
Wow.
Yeah, changed my life forever.
Change. I mean, it did, man. That's for sure.
Literally, it did.
Yeah, I'd say doing the podcast for almost a year now is pretty lucky.
I agree. Having
think,
the good listenership that we do.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Big shout out to the fans. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I was going to say something totally inappropriate, but we're not going to do that.
Nope,
I said,
not gonna
I was
say
going to say, hope you're getting lucky this week, but that could be
No,
going
well,
so many other directions, and I just said it.
No, you already screwed yourself
already-
once this podcast.
Yeah, I already said a Toy Story. Yeah. Damn. Anyway, let's conclude with one of our favorite games, Matt, because we're already got those creative juices flowing. We already got those conversations flowing. It is now time for What's the Word? Again, big shout out to the Try Guys, the Tripod, Miles, Bone, Signore, and the Miles Nation. You, of course, got to include that. They do this game where Eugene, what's the word with Eugene? Eugene does a random word, and they discuss it. They discuss it. They have a conversation about it. I am on randomwordgenerator.com. Matt, how many clicks am I doing for the random generator?
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first one, Land.
Land Before Time. Great movie.
That was
Loved those. They were the best. Did you play the video game on PC?
I did not.
Oh, it was so fun. I think it was PC. Was it PC? Yeah, it was like one of the earliest video games on like Windows. It was one of the best games of all time. It was phenomenal.
I was thinking Land Ho because we were singing a sea shanty before we got on.
Yeah. It's always just fun to say like when you're on like a boat and you come back to land, you're like, Land Ho.
Land Ho.
People look at you like, look at this freaking idiot, but whatever. As long as you laugh.
Totally off topic, but in Spanish class, when we were talking about like some landscapes or whatnot, there was this word for plateau, and the Spanish word of plateau was anden. So every time we were doing a review, like anden, anden, when we were doing a review for plateau, all of us would used to yell, and then, like it was and then. Spanish class was fun.
I do like Spanish class.
It was good. All right, Matt, next one. Pop.
Pop Rocks.
Yo, Pop Rocks and soda.
I don't like Pop Rocks.
You don't like Pop Rocks?
They freak me out. I also don't like there's not a lot of taste. It's kind of just like, I guess it's more of an experience than a food. But I don't know, they kind of freak me out.
You know what I haven't heard lately or haven't experienced lately?
What?
A balloon that is popped that has scared me in a while.
Oh man, I couldn't even tell you the last time
Right?
I popped a balloon. I feel like it was the more older you get, the less scared you get of popping balloons.
I mean,
unless you're a dog.
Yeah, but I mean, you could be behind, like you don't look at it, and somebody could just pop, and you're like,
Yeah, I don't get scared a whole lot. Like even those jump scare videos don't really get me too much. I guess I'm just built different.
oh, okay. Next one, Hammer.
Hammer time.
Hammer time.
That's literally the first thing that popped in my head.
I always call Trent Hammer. I think he used to call, I forget who he used to call Hammer, but like every time I see him, it's like, what's up, Hammer? Like, because the dude can hammer out a ball with a bat, my friend. So
It's a pretty good nickname.
pretty good. I mean, they always call him House. He's call him House, but I always call him Hammer. I can't call him the House. I don't know why.
Yeah. No. That doesn't fit his name.
No. We'll do 3 more.
Okay.
Core.
I got nothing.
The core of an apple. I always have an apple Monday through Friday, and I always get down to the core. That's the first thing I thought of. Shut up. Really, man? Not once, not twice, 3 times you have tried to start something with me.
I didn't even say a word.
Uh-huh. All right. Moving on. Next one. We'll take it as it is. Bow or bow?
Bow.
Bow.
I've never shot a crossbow, but I've always
Really?
wanted to. Yeah, I've never really shot any like weapon.
Have you shot a bow and arrow before?
No.
You've never shot like a 22 gauge. I mean, not a 22
No.
gauge, but a 22. Man,
No.
you have to come up to the sticks with me sometime. We got to shoot a gun.
It doesn't really intrigue me. I don't know. It's never not really something that's on my bucket list. I don't know
Did you
why.
Did I ever send you the video of me shooting a gun? I mean, I was kind of having a couple drinks. I should not have shot a gun, but like I was like freaking out every time I hit a target.
No, I've never
Oh,
seen that.
I gotta show you.
That sounds like a wild video.
Oh, it was amazing. All right, two more. BAN.
Bam. You gotta be pretty. What's the word I want to use here? Stupid to get like banned by a celebrity on Twitter.
Yeah.
I never understand people who are like boast about, oh yeah, this person banned me, this person banned me. Like, you're proud of that? That's
I mean, it's kind
nothing
of
I would
clout.
boast about. I guess so, but like not good clout.
Oh no, it's absolutely not good clout, but you're looking at it from the perspective that somebody who is a high set standard is blocking somebody who is, I hate to say it, but a nobody, legit a nobody.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. I can't understand like people being that mean online, like to someone they don't even know. It blows my mind.
Now, I'm a huge proponent if really you want to avoid a toxic social media environment, and I've said this before in front of a group of students, it's okay to block or ban somebody from your social media.
Yeah, I agree. In certain cases, I get it. I just don't understand people who like brag about being banned.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Stupid.
Yes.
Stupid. All right, one more. Oh, that is not going to work.
No, okay.
It's AN. Ann.
Oh, no. Pass.
Yeah, no way. Pudding.
Pudding is great, but like, when's the last time you ate pudding?
Never.
Like 15? You've never ate pudding?
Wait, I think I have. I have to have.
It's probably been like 10 years since I ate pudding.
I have to share something. It's so tough when Matt and I are either together or playing Fortnite or Rocket League because like before or like something happens like at the weekend because I like want to tell Matt and I can't. So last Thursday, I've been holding this since last Thursday.
Okay.
I tried for the first time a Shamrock Shake at McDonald's.
Oh, Shamrock Shakes are the best, dude.
I tried it for the first
It's
time.
almost the end of Shamrock Shake season. What'd you think?
I know. I thought it was good. I mean, I'm always I love mint chocolate chip. Like if I had a scoop of ice cream of that, like it'd be great. But yeah, Shamrock Shake, that was good.
They're phenomenal. I've only had like 2 this season because I like forgot they were out, and like COVID, I don't really go a whole lot of places. But I usually get like at least once a week during like February to March.
Yeah, no, I mean it was good. I drank it very fast. I think I liked it so much I tried drinking it fast, but
it happens often. Freeze. Then you get a brain freeze, but it's worth it.
It is worth it
when the ice cream machine does work, which is another thing we're lucky for. When the ice cream machine at McDonald's works,
everybody's like, gets the $1,400 stimmy check. McDonald's, can I fix your ice cream machine?
Yeah, I actually do enjoy those memes.
Those memes are good. I mean,
not bad.
It's kind of sad because people are like, I'm sure people are joking, but they're in that direction that, they're going to buy this and buy that. But really, it's meant for like paying some bills that you can't because of COVID or,
right.
There should be good reasons why you should do that. So
I'm sure it is. So it's all just in good fun.
Yeah. One more. Why not?
Sure.
Lick.
Oh, man. Do you lick or bite your ice cream?
Bite my ice cream.
I kind of do too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unless
actually,
it's soft served. Yeah, I'll chew my ice cream. Yeah. Sometimes it depends. Like obviously, like cookie dough, you gotta chew cookie dough. Or like even soft serve, I'll lick some of it, but then I'll bite and chew it.
Yeah.
I love soft serve ice cream.
Oh, so good. A medium. I'm always a vanilla guy, but you gotta throw in those rainbow sprinkles, man.
I like a twist.
Twist is not bad either.
I like twist.
I love a chocolate hot fudge brownie sundae.
I could go for one of those right now.
Yeah, when we used to own the ice cream stand, we owned the ice cream stand, we had that as a special. It was the Jenny and Mike serve special, which was a brownie, ice cream, and hot fudge.
It's perfect combination.
Yeah, it was
ice
fabulous.
Cream.
It was amazing. Yes. Licking.
Yeah, folks, you never know what we're going to talk about on this podcast.
What the heck happened with this first half? We're going to take a quick break. We're going to thank some sponsors. But when we come back, it's Matt's turn. Let's say you start a podcast or you're running your own side hustle and have a bunch of links that you want your audience to know about. As a podcast, Matt and I have all of our social media, all of our podcast links, and other important things. Make it easier for your followers to find your important links, social media, and latest content by having it all in one page with solo.to. I'll be honest, I have used similar websites like this, but nothing compares to solo.to. All of your links are clean and easy to navigate. Have an upcoming video? It's really easy to make those changes. Plus, solo.to has opportunities to upgrade to include more customization, advanced analytics, and so much more. Solo.to is giving us a special opportunity for you to get 10% off if you create an account and upgrade. Be sure to go to solo.to/funnybusiness to create your account today. Solo.to, it's the way to go. Do you think, Matt, people are tired of hearing our Anchor ad?
Yeah, probably. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for Anchor, we would not be doing a podcast.
You're right, Matt. Once again, we have to thank Anchor for helping us continue to make each episode. Y'all know how it works. Anchor is free. It's easy to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and distributes your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And you all know that you can make money too, even with the first couple episodes that you start with.
So why haven't you started your own podcast yet? Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
So, Mike, when do you think we'll stop talking about Anchor?
Oh, man, Matt. You know what? To be completely honest, I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
Okay, let's slide into the sports segments for today. It is time for my favorite time of the year. It is the greatest tournament in all of sports. It's March Madness. So before we start, just wanted to give a quick shout out to CRZNDO for letting us use his piano cover of the March Madness theme song. He's got a ton of great stuff on his social media channels. Great guy. Check him out. You can check him out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at his handles at CRZNDO. It is spelled CRZNDO. And you can find him on YouTube by searching CRZNDO Music. So again, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter is at CRZNDO. Its YouTube is CRZNDO Music. CRZNDO is spelled CRZNDO. So big shout out to him.
Freaking cool name.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I've listened to his piano edition like 50 times in the past week. It's phenomenal. So it is March Madness. We're going to have some tournament talk. So, Mike, we're not going to go through the entire tournament because that would just take way too long. What we are going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go region by region. We will give potential first round upsets we see. And then at the end, we will give Final Four predictions. So, Mike, before we do some upsets, if you're still figuring some stuff out, I have some stats that I can give.
Yeah.
So, I'm using the stats from the ESPN Tournament Challenge. Where's the first stat I wanted to use? The 5-12 seed is always a popular matchup. So 5 seeds have won 64% of the time with 12 seeds. However, in 3 of the past 7 tournaments, the 12 seed has won 3 of the 4 games.
Oh.
So a lot of 12 upsets lately. In the 4-13 matchup, there has been at least one number 13 seed that has beaten a 4 seed in 25 of the 35 years. Which doesn't seem very likely, but sometimes it happens. I'll do another one. The 2 seeds against 15 seeds have only lost 8 times. And there was a tournament a few years ago where 3 of them lost once. So the upsets are happening a lot more often. So we will start, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow along, with the West region with Gonzaga as the number 1 seed. Mike, do you want me to go first with potential upsets, or do you want to go first?
Well, I can tell you now, Matt. As much as a basketball fan that I am, I very rarely actually do stat wise. Like, I know, Matt, you're in like the numbers and whatnot, but
Yep.
what I have found is I've looked at standings and I've looked at the name. And we all know, like, I mean, Matt, you and I have talked. What is the odds of like somebody doing a perfect bracket?
It's never
And
happening.
It's never happening. But I actually base it off of the standing that they're in, and of course the school and who they are. But I will let you go first because I am still like assessing my upsets and whatnot. So go ahead.
So in each region, I have pretty much 2 upsets in each, and then I also have like a toss-up game where I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. So I'll throw that one out too. So my toss-up game in this region is number 8 Oklahoma versus 9 Missouri. I have absolutely no idea who's going to win, but I will take Missouri in that one.
I actually took that as well, Matt.
Okay. And then I have one upset in each region that I absolutely love. I love UCSB over Creighton. Love them. So Creighton, last 2 games in the Big East tournament I actually watched,
Ooh.
they are allergic to scoring the basketball. They averaged 77 points on the season. However, not scoring well lately. And UCSB only gives up 62 points a game.
Yeah,
Very low.
I saw them. Was it? Oh God, the Hoyas, UConn. No, Georgetown. Thank you.
Yep.
I thought at first, I'm like, okay, like they're doing okay, but by the time they got into the second half, they were done, and it was kind of embarrassing. If you ask me,
That was a tough game to watch.
It was very
that was a
tough.
bad championship game. I believe that's all the upsets I have in that one. So in the West region, what do you have?
In the West region, again, Matt, I do have that toss-up with Oklahoma and Missouri. I am going with Missouri. The other one, too, that everything has been pretty much straightforward. I have Gonzaga moving on, Missouri moving on. I have UCSB moving on as well, Virginia, and then USC I have, and then Kansas, and then Oregon and Iowa. So, pretty straightforward with the exception of Missouri and UCSB.
We literally have the exact same region.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
That is fantastic. So we will move on to the South region. Baylor is the 1 seed. I'll go first again.
Yeah, go for it.
Mike, I know I know what you're thinking in your head. You're going to pick Villanova for the Final Four because I know you love Villanova.
Yeah, Villanova's in my Final Four.
I love Winthrop in this game.
Do you?
Love Winthrop. So Villanova, I don't know if you want to make any changes. Villanova lost their best player to a season-ending injury about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yikes.
Have not been the same since. Also, Winthrop is 23-1. So I'm taking Winthrop in that one. What else? I have Utah State over Texas Tech, 11 over the 6. I do like Texas Tech a lot. I just think Utah State's a pretty dangerous 11 seed. And then my toss-up game in this one is Florida Virginia Tech. This is the first game of the tournament, of the actual tournament on Friday. I have absolutely no idea, so I'm picking Florida in that one. I have Ohio State as the 2 seed. I have Arkansas as the 3 seed. Purdue, and then something to watch out for. I'll throw this out there. I have North Carolina playing Baylor in the second round. I have North Carolina beating Baylor.
Ooh, yeah, I switched that around that.
Baylor's pretty hot. Like, they're probably the second best team in the country, but North Carolina's on fire, so I'm going to ride them. So what do you got?
For my South, I obviously have Baylor moving on, North Carolina. I have Villanova moving on. I do have an upset between Purdue and North Texas.
Okay.
I've not seen, every time I've seen Purdue play, I do love the college and what they stand for and whatnot as far as like social media presence because I follow them. But I do have North Texas upsetting. I always pick one upset, like like far off upset.
I don't hate that.
I then have Texas Tech moving on, Arkansas, Virginia Tech upsetting Florida, believe it or not. So that's the second one. That is pretty close in opposite comparison between North Texas and Purdue. And then I have Ohio State moving on over Oral Roberts, because I've not heard anything about Oral Roberts ever. But that may be a team that move on, for all we know.
Yeah, it's March. You
It
never
is
know.
March.
Moving on to the Midwest, we have Illinois as the top seed. I have them. I will take Loyola Chicago as the 8th seed. Sister Jean Sister Jean is in the bubble. She's going to the games. I pretty much have all chalk in this one. I have Tennessee. I have Oklahoma State. The upset that I love Syracuse.
Syracuse. I knew you were going to go for that direction.
Huge on Syracuse. I was really hoping they were going to get in. They were on the bubble. I like that matchup. And then I got 3 seed West Virginia, 7 seed Clemson, 2 seed Houston. Clemson Rutgers, that stinks. That game just stinks.
Yeah.
Both teams suck. I don't know how Rutgers is in the tournament.
I am actually surprised. Go ahead, Matt, because finish up, because I actually have like a surprising that's cool that they're in. But go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it. I don't have much else to say, but I love Syracuse. If you bet on the games and you want an easy bet Syracuse plus the points. If you want to win some money, take a money line, because they're going to win. It's guaranteed.
Yeah. So for me, Matt, I have Illinois moving on. Funny thing, Drexel. I was very surprised to see Drexel, and I knew that was a big news story in the Philadelphia area. So that's cool, but I don't see them getting anything further
absolutely not.
than that. I'll eat my words later. I do see Tennessee and Oklahoma State. I do see San Diego State, West Virginia, Clemson, and then Houston moving on.
Okay. If you're looking for a hot underdog team, I do like Oklahoma State. They probably have the top pick in the draft this upcoming year. Also, if you're someone that likes to pick a crazy upset, I would not hate if you picked Cleveland State over Houston. Because Houston has no good quality wins this year. Their best wins were against Texas Tech is a decent win, and then Wichita State, who barely made the tournament. So I don't know if they've played much. Final region, we have the East with Michigan. So I'm taking Michigan. My toss-up game here is LSU St. Bonaventure. I have absolutely no idea, so I will go with St. Bonaventure.
Same.
Colorado, Georgetown. Georgetown's going to be the sexy pick by everyone. I don't buy it. I'm taking Colorado. I love Florida State. Love Florida State a lot. My lock of the tournament, whoever wins the Michigan State UCLA play-in game is absolutely beating BYU.
Really?
BYU might be the worst 6th seed in the history of the NCAA tournament. They are garbage. I don't even know how they got a 6th seed. It's ridiculous. And then I have Texas, UConn, and Alabama.
Okay, so I have Michigan. I also have St. Bonaventure again, like I said. I am going with Georgetown. No, that's against with it. Florida State. I do have, BYU going over that Michigan State versus UCLA. Then I have Texas, because I have no idea. What is this? Abilene Christian?
Abilene Christian.
Abilene Christian.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before. So
never
that's not
heard that either.
For them.
And then I have actually Maryland beating UConn. I went for that. I have a feeling.
Okay.
And then I got Alabama going over Iona, or is it Iona?
Iona.
Iona.
Yes. Rick Pitino is the head coach of Iona.
Really?
So he's going to have a very quick exit in the tournament.
Cool.
Yes, very quick. So then we're not going to go through all the tournament because that would just take forever. So Mike, who is in your Final Four?
Final Four, I do have Gonzaga facing off against Michigan. And then for the other side, I have Ohio State versus Oklahoma State.
Ooh, okay. I kind of like that. And who do you have winning it all?
I have... I'm going to go with Michigan.
Okay.
Michigan's going to be my pick. The tiebreaker score is going to be 58-60.
Okay, I like that. I have Gonzaga in the Final Four. I will take Florida State. to make it as the 4 seed. I then have Arkansas, I'm a big Arkansas guy, and Illinois. And then I will take Illinois to beat Gonzaga 70-66.
There you go.
So there is our official bracket prediction. I hope everyone has a great time watching the games. We were robbed of it last year, and it's back, and you can't get much better than that. Which is why we are going to stick with March Madness theme in another quick edition of Sports Trivia. So, Mike, it is March Madness edition, and we will just jump right into it. Number 1, what school won their first ever NCAA tournament game on March 17th, 1939? Ohio State, Villanova, Kansas, or Florida?
This is the first ever win, right?
First ever tournament game.
Kansas, final answer.
It is incorrect. It is Villanova. And fun fact, Villanova also won the 1000th NCAA tournament game.
There you go.
Fun fact.
That is fun.
Number 2, what school has the most Final Four appearances? North Carolina, Indiana, UCLA, or Kentucky?
Kentucky, final answer.
Incorrect. It is North Carolina with 20. Yes. Number 3, who holds the record for most points in a championship game? Michael Jordan, Tyler Hansborough, Bill Walton, or Magic Johnson?
What was C?
Bill Walton.
I'm going to go with Bill Walton, final answer.
That is correct.
There we go.
44 points. If you watched any of the Pac-12 tournament this weekend and you got to hear Bill Walton on the call, God bless your soul. Listen, Bill Walton is phenomenal. He was barking like a dog. There was a guy who took an elbow to the head, and he went back to the locker room. And then Bill Walton, 5 minutes later, he took a vicious elbow to the head. The dude basically sent him to the hospital. And his commentator was like, "No, Bill, you can't say that. He didn't actually go to the hospital, folks. He's a gem. He is a gem." Number 4, Mike, this is a softball. You better get this.
Yeah, okay. We'll see.
What player led UConn to a memorable championship run in 2011?
Can I? Ooh, 2011. That okay. Go ahead. Go.
Okay. Sebastian Napier, Kemba Walker, Emeka Okafor, Karan Butler.
I mean, cardiac Kemba. I think it's Kemba Walker.
Absolutely, it's cardiac Kemba.
You scared me with the year.
It's tricky because Shabazz Napier won it for them in 2014.
Yeah, you scared me with the year. I'm like, oh,
I did that
long? I was like, was it that long ago?
I know, isn't that crazy? It was 2011.
Crazy.
No, it's 10 years. Number 5, what team became the first 16 seed to beat a 1 seed in 2018? Northern Kentucky, UMBC, Elon, Cleveland State.
Isn't it UMBC, final answer?
That is correct.
Yeah, I think I picked that. I did pick that. I think that's how I won my bracket.
They gained so many social media followers because their Twitter account was just going nuts. Number 6, what player holds the record for most points in a tournament game? Austin Carr, David Robinson, Adam Morrison, Allen Iverson.
Is it oh God, second choice? Allen? No, not Allen Iverson. Nate.
I'll give you the choices.
Yeah, please.
Austin Carr, David Robinson, Adam Morrison, or Allen Iverson.
David Robertson, final answer.
Incorrect. Austin Carr.
Oh, okay.
Back in 1970, he scored 61 points.
Oh, wow, okay.
I believe for Notre Dame. Number 7, what player owns the record for most blocked shots in a tournament game? Charles Barkley, Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, or Greg Oden?
I'll go with Oden, final answer.
Good guess, but it's incorrect. It is the Big Diesel.
Oh.
Superman.
With
11.
The doctor.
Yes, and police officer.
He
was at one point.
And Aristotle.
Yes, and he is on the board for Papa John's.
Yes.
Number 8. In 2001, this team came back from a 22-point deficit to beat Maryland in the NCAA tournament, the largest comeback in NCAA tournament history. Syracuse, Duke, Oklahoma State, Arizona.
Arizona, final answer.
Is incorrect. It is Duke.
I'm really having a hard time
Coach
with this.
K. These are tough questions.
These are tough.
We're going to stick with Duke for number 9. What Duke player is the all-time leading scorer in the NCAA tournament history? Shane Battier, Grayson Allen, Christian Laettner, J.J. Redick.
Shane Battier, final answer.
Incorrect. It is Christian Laettner. He scored 407 points all time in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's crazy. Number 10. Let's see if you can get this one. What 2 schools played in the most watched NCAA tournament game ever? North Carolina, Villanova, Florida, George Mason, Georgetown, Syracuse, or Indiana State, Michigan State?
Georgetown, Syracuse, final answer.
Incorrect.
Ah.
Mike, so let me give you a bonus option. So it was Indiana State, Michigan State. Again, this is the most watched TV tournament game ever. What year do you think it took place in?
19. Am I close to that yet? 19. Yep. Oh, 80. Oh, okay, I'm there.
No, just guess.
1975.
1979.
Oh, so close.
It got a 24.1 rating. The reason why, Indiana State was led by a guy named Larry Bird, and Michigan State had a guy named Magic Johnson on his team.
Who are they?
Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy that a game in 1979 is still the most watched tournament game ever.
That's awesome.
That concludes the sports segments we have for today. It is time for Buy or Sell. So, Mike, I will let you go first. I have a decent amount. If we don't get to all of them, we don't get to all of them. But you go first.
I might as well start with the sell.
Okay.
Because I feel like stepping out.
Okay.
It is March Madness related.
Okay.
My sell for this episode is the Atlantic 10 security in Dayton, Ohio.
Nice.
I cannot believe what I witnessed on social media the other day. What the Atlantic 10 is looking into is a post-game incident after Nathan DeSutter, who is the digital media director for St. Bonaventure University Athletic Department, was restrained. Now, they said restrained. This man was in a freaking chokehold by security.
Looked like a UFC move.
It looked like a UFC move. The dude was credentialed. The dude was on at previous times on the court. I'm pissed. Like when I saw that photo, I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. And in a time like this where we have to get out, like you said, Sister Jean is in the bubble. She probably had to go through a couple hoops and ladders just to get in the bubble. These people are in the bubble. You would think by having credentials. Now, Matt, did you see the video? Like, you saw the photo, I'm sure.
I saw
Did you
the whole
see the
thing.
video?
Yeah.
He didn't stop.
No.
The security guard didn't stop. Like, didn't take a second and be like, okay, maybe he's like actually doing something. And even the players, was it St. Bonaventure that was like St. Bonaventure won, right?
Yep.
They were standing on top of the scores table and like getting the video, and they're like, yeah, like because they knew who Nathan was, and dragging him off in the chokehold. And the players were like, "The frick you doing, guy? Like, what are you doing?" And I just hope there's some repercussions for that man, because you could have had a conversation with the kid and it would have made total sense to be like, okay, good, thanks. Like, so I apologize, admitting what's wrong. But the dude was in a freaking chokehold, and it just, as someone who is responsible for a digital platform, to get that content and then to be in a chokehold, I'm going to say it out loud. Like, I don't freaking care. Like, sue me if you want. But to be in a chokehold by a security guard where you are totally clear to play, it blew my mind, and I was pissed. Like, I was so pissed. Like, if you guys haven't seen the photo yet, you should, because it looked like they treated him like he was a fan running onto the court, and he was not. He had a credential around his neck. And mind you, he had a freaking large camera with him too. So you put maybe 2 and 2 together and maybe come up with that equation there, buddy, or, actually learn how to do your job correctly as security.
It was a pretty big hint when he's got something, a credential hanging around his neck and a camera. I think he's allowed to be on the court. It was total BS.
It was so dumb. I forget in this segment, do I do my bye too?
You can, yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, would you like to go? My bye actually happened last night, Matt.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to say my students that I'm advising at the moment.
Okay.
My bye was last night. We were having a very good discussion, and I just randomly said out loud, I was like, Emma, and she's our activities coordinator. I'm like, Emma. I said, over the past week, I said, please share with the group to end our meeting one thing that has stuck with you, or quote, could be something that was said, could be a perspective, could be anything like that, and share it with the group for motivation for the next 3 weeks. Emma said, don't trip over something that's behind you.
Whoa.
I was like,
That's powerful.
I was like, great meeting, guys. Have a great night. Like, but that was really cool because Emma took the time, and I love working with these students every day or any capacity that they are, and it was just cool that she had that and said it to everyone. I thought it was really, really cool. So
No, I love when people come up with quotes like that because like I'm not smart enough to do that stuff. So I love when other people do it because it's just cool to share.
now she plays softball, so I'm sure that it was some circulation between the coach or the grad assistant or a player or some type of professional or personal development that they go through. But it was really powerful, and I'm like, yeah, I was like, that's something we should all pay attention to. So
Coaches come up with the best quotes.
They do. I mean, some. Let's put it out that way. We've seen some coaches with some botched interviews and quotes. So
True.
But yeah, shout out to Emma and shout out to the rest of the class officers who I work with on a daily or the tri-weekly, as I always say. But
yes.
Yeah, that's my bye. Matt,
Alrighty.
Your turn, my friend.
Okay, I'll start with my buy. I'm buying practice.
We talk about practice.
We talk about practice. So the New York Mets last week did a drill where they had to get 27 outs in a row without making an error. And to end the drill, the coach told them after they made the out to celebrate like you won the World Series. And they made the out and they just started dogpiling on each other like they won the World Series. And someone thought I was smart enough to post it on social media.
Twitter was going off, and I do not want the Mets to win in any way, shape, or form because that's just how true Yankees fans are. But I cannot wait if it does happen in the scenario that they do win the World Series. All other, 32 teams or 50 teams?
29.
29. All 29 teams are going to be doing that now during spring training, is pretending to win the World Series.
But there's no shot they're going to win it now.
No.
I mean, their karma is definitely coming back to bite them in the ass.
I mean, hey, we all looked at when they had a pop-up in short right center field at Yankee Stadium, and Luis Castillo dropped the ball and 2 runs scored in that. So it was the bottom of the ninth.
I still hear Michael K's call on TV on that. He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. Here comes Teixeira, and the Yankees win it. One of my favorite clips of all time.
Wasn't a walkout. It wasn't a what did they say? It wasn't a walk-off. No, it wasn't a walk-off. I think it was a pop out. That's what they called it. They're like, we won by pop out.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm also buying honesty. So I got to meet up with a friend this weekend. And we haven't seen each other in a long time, so it was nice just to catch up. And we were just like talking about like old things that like we've done in the past and stuff, and like old like promises we've made like we always do in college. And he kind of like mentioned that like he didn't fulfill his part, which is like it was just nice for him to be honest and like upfront about it. And like I know like it's just a good reminder to everyone to be honest with your friends. Like I know Mike would never lie to me like ever. Like, oh wait, except that friend was you, and you're a dirty little filthy liar. His pants are just flaming red right now.
Liar, liar, plants for hire.
So I'll let you, explain.
I'm at a loss for words, Matt.
All right, so I'll explain. So for those that remember,
where's the mute button? Remember, I'm editing this. I'm editing this.
I'm just speaking the truth. So we did say
on this podcast that we were going to refrain from alcohol Monday through Friday.
One of us was not able to keep that promise.
And it's not the guy that's talking right now.
1 day.
Right. But you
It
lied.
wasn't the whole week. It was 1 day.
Okay, but you lied. Not only you lied to me, you lied to the listeners.
My
lied-
God, Matt.
You lied to God.
I don't know if I can ever trust you again.
Listen, I think if it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for me doing that, we would have never had the open rate of bars resuming normal activities again come
It's
April 3rd.
just a terrible spin zone. Terrible spin zone.
Listen,
Awful.
God was like, you know what?
No.
Let's open the bars
no.
back up. Yep.
No.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yep.
Don't spin this in a light way.
Uh-huh.
You own up to what you did.
I think God was like, you know what? We should give these people the opportunity to come back. And he just tapped on our governor's shoulder. He's like,
No.
why don't you do that? And it happened. And
Happened,
we're all jumping for
happened
joy.
for me, but you're going to hell. So
Oh my God.
I'll go to my cell since Mike's not going to own up to it.
Uh-huh.
I'm selling man cards. Selling man cards. So there was a UFC fight this past weekend. It was ruled a no contest after the guy accidentally got poked in the eye.
Did his eye
Man-
pop
Man card. He was bleeding from his eye.
out? Oh.
However, there was so many people online being like, well, these guys bleed all the time in these fights. He could have stayed in, like trying to call him like a wussy for bleeding out of his eye. I didn't really understand that whole dilemma. He was literally bleeding out of his eye. He could die. I don't understand taking his man card there. I'm also selling the Garden, Madison Square Garden. So you talked about Atlantic 10 security.
Mm-hmm.
Madison Square Garden security is in some hot water. So Patrick Ewing is the head coach of Georgetown, also legendary New York Knick. Georgetown was playing the conference tournament at Madison Square Garden, and the security kept harassing Patrick Ewing. Do you have credentials to be down here? Should you be down here? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, guys, I'm literally Patrick Ewing. I built this place. I think I'm allowed to be here. It's just, who would have thought not going to make that joke? I was going to make a security joke, and I'm not going to make that joke.
Smart move.
But just, you think of it in your heads because it's funny.
Listen, it's not the second time security has had an issue before. They've had an issue with another person who's built Madison Square Garden. That was Spike Lee.
And Charles Oakley.
Oakley.
Out of a game, yeah. So just things are going to shit in Madison Square Garden. And then finally, I'm selling Darren Ravel. So we've talked about Darren Ravel before. He's just a nerd sports reporter, analyst guy. There was a guy on Twitter, just kind of like a regular guy on Twitter, posted a photo of his father's old baseball cards. His father just passed away. So he posted the picture of the baseball cards, said, going through some things from my dad's collection. No idea where to even start. And Dan Ravel thought it was a great idea to reply, pretty much all junk. So thanks, Darren. That's great.
Yeah, thanks for the insight, Darren.
So Darren likes to post about resale values of baseball cards and stuff like that. So I get that, but read the room, dude. His dad just passed away.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, his dad just passed away. He's going through his baseball cards, and Darren's like, well, they're all junk. That helps.
Some people weren't meant to belong on this world, Matt, and
He has a degree from Northwestern.
yeah, credentialized, huh? That's
He's also the worst. He's going to be trending on Thursday or Friday because he always tweets every single year how March Madness is so much better to watch when you don't fill out a bracket, which is the lamest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
This is the dumbest thing.
Yes.
I could see if you don't have the time, but I'll be transparent. I filled out my bracket before we started on the show today. Meaning in between the middle of the show. See, I almost lied again, I guess.
No.
But I took the time, and of course I'm going to watch it. You can't be that stupid and not fill out a freaking bracket.
It's so much more fun to watch it with a bracket.
Right.
Because you get to be right and wrong.
You know what, Matt? You know the reason why we fill out brackets
Why?
is because that we have friends to compare brackets to. He probably has no friends.
Exactly. Mic drop. And yeah, screw you, Darren Ravel.
It's sorry. Anytime I hear the words mic drop, I always think of me falling mic dropping. But then I tried imitating Tim the Tap Man falling when he fell out of his chair during the live stream.
Good old
man.
image. That's all I got. That was jam-packed.
Wow, that was amazing. I think this was a fun-filled episode, Matt. I'm sure
Yes.
everyone enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
We are the second to last. Oh man, talk about how I have it. This is the second to last. Yeah, second to last podcast for March.
Yes.
So let's
That's
enjoy
crazy.
it. Let's have fun.
Yep.
We got another week coming for you. Probably some more March Madness. Probably some more dirty-minded jokes.
Yep.
And just some more time to be with each other and friendship. So if you haven't, good vibes, positive vibes
Positive
only.
vibes only.
I will say this on the podcast. The only negatives we are getting are pregnancy and COVID tests.
Absolutely.
So that is how it is, my friend. Well, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on our social media. You can find all of our links at solo.to/funnybusiness. You can find our Twitch, the YouTubes, the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Gram Insta. You can also find some other cool content that comes up. New season of Fortnite came out, so we will probably be streaming that in the coming weeks. Matt, what do you got to wrap up on this fun podcast episode? Numero Treinta. Yeah, is it 40?
I think it's 40.
Is
that 50?
Ocho. Maybe.
Yes.
Look it up.
No, not much going around. Does everybody stay with COVID protocols? Enjoy March Madness this weekend, people. We have waited 2 years for this, and just enjoy it, live it up, watch as many games as you can if you like, and just keep on keeping on. We're just chugging along,
chugga choo choo, mother truckers. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.